let's go ahead and start working for our terrain inside the view. I'm going to create a standard high field terrain right here. And if you remember, our settings was the terrain was 6 kilometers by 6 kilometers and top height of 2000 kilometers or meters. So to simulate same terrain, I want to go inside the terrain settings, inside the size options, and right here I'm going to set 8 kilometers by 8 kilometers, and my height will be 2000 meters. So it will be 2 kilometers. Okay, let's go set this. This is our terrain to match scale that we had before. Okay, now I want to modify this. So I'm going to edit object, and you notice currently resolution is 256 by 256. Okay, so let's do this way. I'm going to increase by 512. And what I want to show you the difference in the resolution even between 512 and to 124. So let's make a level down. We'll go open our image. Okay, and I'm going to preload 512 for 1. Okay, we'll click OK. Let's click OK one more time. So this is 512. One take, duplicate it. Right click, go edit this object. Let's increase by 124, reset it, and I want to go preload it 124 for this one, height map. Let's click OK, and we'll click OK one more time. So we'll take our main camera, move it out. So if we can kind of preview both of them if it's possible. Let's go ahead and render. Right here, when you can see sharpness of details, already we have it, and smooth kind of not enough in 512. So even increase by 120 by 24. Okay, let's do this way. So we kind of look first on this one. And again, this is a preview mode. We just only rendered, not even a full mode. And let's render this one as well. Okay, and you can see the difference in sharpness and details. And most important, when we start apply materials like snow, you will notice a huge difference how the maps and pixelization will come up. So again, some of the images that I created, I was rendered by 4000 by 4000, and if you are purchasing these tutorials, you will have those maps with a pack, so you don't need to re-render yours. All maps, everything will be included, so it's make much easier for you to create if you're interested. I'm going to delete right now 512 one, and we'll just keep it 124. So right here we have our mountains. Okay, of course I'm just maybe going around, just preview, see which area. I think this one will look kind of very interesting. So I'm going to set up my camera for now. Okay, bring up. We have a nice looking mountain. Next, I want to work on materials. The first, I want to load it base materials for the mountain. And I'm going just to use all the rocks from Geekatplay Super Material Collection. You can use any other ones. This is just was kind of like underhand, so I just grab it. And a couple things I want to do. One, I want switch to world standard and set to 0. Maybe 5 on this one. Topmost, which is a green kind of color, I want to actually change. I want to create this a little bit darker blackish kind of color, so it will have it a little bit more dark rocks. World standard, and switch to 1.4. So right here we have our dark mountain. The next, I want to apply some snow effect and maybe some deposits. So let's create new layer, and for this new layer I'm just using basic color. Okay, cover everything. We'll go transparency. We enable global transparency and set variable transparency on. So right here we have it currently, it's a gray 50%, but I want to go inside the function and project that texture material. So let's go ahead and open, and for this I'm going to use the snow cover, or actually, you know what, let's do flow first. Again, it is, if you look at this, 1024, so same one. We'll open, and notice right here the kind of split doesn't go well. The reason is why, because we still set world standard. Any of those maps, we want to switch them to object parametric and be sure our scale still set to 1. You'll notice deposit right now going where is a white, so we need to inverse this map. So right here we click inverse button, inverse, and you notice now we have it a little bit more on better places, those deposits done. Okay, till we're in this mode, what I want to do, I want to modify this map slightly. So go click on map and take red, brown, yellow, just something different colors, and instead constant, let's add Perlin noise, make it way smaller, maybe even more smaller, so wavelength maybe 0.1 on all of them. Let's create very small, preview that look. Okay, so we'll go click OK on this. Let's work a little bit on highlights because it's too highlighted, too bright. And right here you can see we have interesting deposits. Create again, it's noise a little bit too high in overall colors, so we can create them a little bit darker. Edit, and let's go right here, maybe set 0.01, so way smaller. 1 and 0.01. Okay, click preview. Yeah, it's click nicely, have this deposits, some coloring, maybe a little bit pop up more after. We can see when it snow start coming. Just slightly up. The next we have the snow mountains and snow depth. So let's look and first create new layer. Okay, and I'm just going to landscape and select snow. Let's click OK. Again, this is world standard. I want to switch to object parametric. You remember the scale need to be 1 for right distribution, but problem is we want after set bump map. So I want to go in the bumps and set this to 0. So I don't want any bumps on that distance, okay? But I want pop-up highlights, and for effects also pop-up ambient and diffuse, so it's very white, bright snow color. Okay, now we will need to apply same transparency to this. So we'll do global transparency to this. Actually, you know what, let me disable that one. Okay, we'll increase global transparency, variable transparency, edit, and right here I'm going again, set projected texture. We'll go open, and for this one we'll take a cover, snow cover actually go to use. Click OK. Again, you can see it's going just on a place maybe where I don't want it, because we need inverse this map. And in some cases your inverse map maybe does not present properly, so sometimes you want pop up a little bit more, punch out, add more kind of looking. So for this you can create filter and add a little bit more kind of down C type looking, so you have a little bit more snow popping up on those edges. Let's click OK, and let's preview. So right here we have a beautiful mountain, and you can see we have a nice snowing box going in the area. So I want to add one more snow pack now with a dip of the snow and increase highlights, so it's almost will be look like a ice in some areas. Let's create new layer. Again, we have it snow, object parametric 1. We'll go to set this alpha 0, so it's all white right now. Color inside the here, so we'll leave it as default. Bumps 0. Highlights, let's pop up a little bit brighter highlights as is. Well, effects same, we need to bring way up. Okay, in transparency, same what we done before. Global transparency 200%. Enable variable transparency. Edit. Add the projected texture map. And let's select one with the depth of the snow. So I want to use this one. Notice we almost all used all of them. This is our last that I want to apply it. Okay, as well we want to inverse. So we add a little bit more to this. And let's click OK. Right here we have a nice mountain with preview, layout, snow in very interesting, nice places. One thing I want to do is be sure just verify the snow all set as object parametric instead two last ones. Okay, and again this will be our flow, snow. Let's go list ice. Okay, and ice, let's, you know what, just make a little bit maybe bluish, just a little bit touch. Okay, let's go ahead, click preview. Yeah, it's add some nice effects. If you think the map is a little bit too high, you always can modify by just readjusting position on yours mountain, just bring it down, or going inside the height and modify that way, so you don't constrain to exactly those sizes. One thing what I want to do, if you have a tall mountain, sometimes maybe you want to add snow on the top. In our current map we don't have this, but with Vue we can modify by creating additional layer. Just take a snow map, and in this case actually I don't care if it's world standard. And what I want to use, it is actually select maybe even smaller dots for this and put it just on the top. So we'll go inside the environment and let's pop up. You can see where we're going on top right here. Okay, and let's look if we can slightly cut off, kind of like on top almost. So right here, let's add a little bit puzzles on the side. Preview. So right here we add the snow on the top. Again, you can see we have a kind of sharp line going. So let's go inside our altitude and increase fastness on the bottom slightly. 26. So let's preview. This should be remove that line so it's look more natural with a snow on top of mountain. Okay, and again in effects, let's pop up diffuse in the ambient. Okay, right now we're kind of ready to go and maybe a little bit modify on the atmosphere. So one, I want to go to set global radiosity on the lighting. Okay, we'll take ambient light and make it a little bit desaturated and darker, so it's give it us punch in the colors, very nice effect. Okay, we can add additional clouds, however we probably won't use it stratus those some colors on a back cloud, and let's add more and other clouds. And some of these clouds may be a little bit too low, so we want to bring in altitude. And remember, 2 kilometers is altitude for our mountain, so we want to bring that a little bit up higher. And for this one I want to take density slightly down, so almost the cloud is there but it's hard to see. Increase scale. We'll take for this one, same, we'll bring up, and I want to just take a density slightly down. So you can see we have a nice, interesting some effect, a little bit clouds on the back. We can add lower clouds, puffy, but not for maybe this one, so we'll do another one. Next I want to take my sunlight and try move around. So first I want maybe move around from this area. Yeah, I like how this shadow's creating. So create it right here. Bring a little bit down to create lights. We can always go inside and pop up a little bit more in kind of reddish yellow color. More create like sunset color applied to this. And you know what, sky, let's bring a little bit down, create deeper kind of coloring. Okay, we also can increase glow from the source of the sun. Okay, slightly, and let me decrease in the air so we isolating again, just slightly adjusting and see which light will look better. Aerial perspective will add more haze, so we can try to do and see. But the problem with adding too much haze in this case, we lose a lot of good details that I want to keep it on this mountain. And of course we have our fog on a lower level, so we'll just bring mean it up, just readjusting. Okay, let's click OK. We'll take sun, maybe bring slightly even more down. I want to see this kind of reddish almost. I like this color, but we start losing a lot of good details, so it's nice just readjusting between them. Okay, so right here we kind of apply materials, but I notice a couple just not looking stuff inside the material. So what I'm going to do, it is open terrain, actually terrain editor, material, and I want to validate and verify that our materials are applied properly. Sometimes scale between Vue and a world machine can be wrong, so I want to be sure they're all set properly. Right here you notice our scale, it's at 0.4, and that will affect some flowing material. So we'll go inside the edit function, and one thing, mapping position, I want set to object parametric. I want set at least interpolation normalize, so it will don't have it all those blocks. Let's remove the repeated, and because we have it 1.4 and other ones, I want actually stretch this to 1.7. So we'll increase map coverage. To best look on how it's covered, we always can take a top camera, and you can preview from this top camera view if our image is creating properly. So example right here, let me enable point light. Okay, and I'm going to open terrain, and notice our scale right here 0.6. It's what mess up, so it's we set 1, it's well set properly. Okay, and you notice how the materials will change. So because I did this, let's go back and set this 1 and 1. Okay, so next I'm going to the snow edit. Okay, right here 1, I want interpolation normalized, no repeating once. Okay, and this says to object parametric. Okay, let's go to eyes, make same. Okay, we'll set to normalize once, object parametric for this one. Okay, and right here if we preview, you notice it's stretched properly material, so be sure kind of paying attention on the scale and other, because I noticed was some small effect kind of does not apply, and I noticed the snow does not look very good on the bottom. So let me do couple effects. Like for this snow, I want to go inside the filter, and I want to take this filter and apply. You can see more snow start poking up, so it's look kind of bring them more snow out. Let's preview from the top, so we can see nice those, say the snow start coming down from this. And of course we'll switch to the main, preview this way. Yeah, right here you can see beautiful the snow lines coming, snow evaporation, and on the bottom, so it's coming very good. Maybe even too high contrast for this, so we always can go back to our terrain. Let's go to snow, edit this filter, and bring just slightly less to this point. Okay, let's click OK, preview one more time. So you can see we have a nice snow lines going right here on top with a little brighter, so it's our eyes. And those lines we actually can take and bring them a little bit down so they don't come out so strong. Okay, click OK. Let's take our camera, reposition. Okay, we can also, take terrain and just maybe increase slightly up so it's look more interesting. Okay, at this point I think we're ready. Let's set on super quality, increase resolution. Also I want just to verify, be sure. Okay, and let's go render. I'll pause and I'll come back to the tutorial when render is completed. Okay, so right here we finished render. Okay, it took about 10 minutes, and you can see we have a very nice resolution with snow parks on the side, also nicely on the bottom, and evaporation lines, very nicely done. So overall this is good image, and you can continue working more, add more details. And thank you for watching this tutorial from Geekatplay Studio. Please remember, visit us on the web is www.geekatplay.com.